Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, the latest changes at the White House. And what now that a judge ruled Obamacare is unconstitutional? Plus, a Facebook photo breach, Starbucks delivery, and a first for Miss Universe. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Monday, December 17th. You ready? Let's do this. President Trump's new right-hand man has been named, at least for now. Fox News reports Budget Director Mick Mulvaney will be acting White House Chief of Staff. He'll replace John Kelly and be the third person with the job in the last 2 years. But it sounds like at this point, it's not a permanent replacement. Also changing in the administration right now, the Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke resigned over the weekend, saying he'll leave by the end of the year. The Washington Post reports he's been facing pressure to leave the White House. Why? Well, there have been at least 15 investigations involving him since he took the job. They've included issues with real estate dealings in his home state of Montana, as well as his conduct in office. The U.S. Secretary of the Interior is in charge of things like managing and sustaining federal land and other natural resources. No word yet on who might replace him. The Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, is unconstitutional. That's at least what a federal judge said. Most at issue, the part of the law that says Americans are required to have health insurance or face a tax penalty. That is not there anymore because Congress brought the penalty to $0, but it's still technically part of the law. And the New York Times reports the judge said he can't make the call on parts of a law and not the whole thing. So the whole thing is unconstitutional. President Trump called it a victory and urged lawmakers to pass a better health care law. President Obama said it'll put people's health coverage at risk, especially those with pre-existing conditions. To be clear, nothing is changing at this point. The Hill reports advocates for the health care law will likely appeal it, and it could go up to the Supreme Court. The deadline to sign up was over the weekend in many states, but actually people in some states still can sign up until January. Thousands of people will not have to pay back their student loans after all. CNN reports 15,000 borrowers will be free of a total of up to $150 million in debt. Why? It's because of a law that wipes away the debt for students who went to for-profit colleges that shut down while they were enrolled. But it almost didn't happen. The current Education Secretary, Betsy DeVos, is not a fan of this law put in place during the Obama administration. She tried to stop it from taking effect. Fox News says she called it a free money giveaway. But a judge did not go for that and recently ruled the law must be allowed to take effect. So thousands of former students can now say goodbye to debt. An autopsy is scheduled for a 7-year-old girl from Guatemala who died in the U.S. while in border control custody. ABC News reports her family is now calling for a, quote, transparent and neutral investigation. PBS reports the girl died within hours of being picked up for illegally crossing the U.S.-Mexico border with her dad. She was apparently on a bus for an hour and a half before she could get the medical help she needed. Everyone involved calls this tragic, although now there are different takes on who is really at fault here. There are some reports that she may have been dehydrated. It could be weeks before any autopsy results are released to the public. The CEO and co-founder of a once viral game, HQ Trivia, has been found dead in his Manhattan apartment. TMZ reports it was an apparent drug overdose. Colin Kroll was also the co-founder of the 6-second video app Vine, which sold to Twitter and then later shut down. Kroll was only 34. Another day, another Facebook data breach. This time, private photos may have been exposed to people who were not supposed to see them. And it affects up to 6.8 million Facebook users. So what are we really talking about here? Well, The Verge reports private photos, and even ones you may have uploaded but never actually posted, may have been shared with apps that weren't authorized, as many as 1,500 third-party apps. Facebook says it found the bug in September, and the engineering director said, quote, "We're sorry this happened." An update now, because remember how we talked about the new Robinhood bank account that could have 0 fees and 3% interest? Well, now the company is walking back those claims. Yeah, it apparently was too good to be true. Turns out the company would not have the insurance on your money like it said it would. Here's why. Up to $250,000 of your money in a traditional bank is insured by the FDIC if something happened to the money. Well, Robinhood said the same amount of money in its accounts would be insured by something else, the SIPC, or Securities Investor Protection Corporation. But then the SIPC said it actually would not approve that insurance for it, and the company never asked. Bloomberg reports the company faced backlash for promoting the new offer and calling it Robinhood Checking and Savings, as if it were a traditional bank. Now Robinhood posted a blog post calling it a cash management service, and people should know their money might not be insured. Want even more tech news? The podcast Techmeme Ride Home has you covered. It's today's sponsor. So some of you might have heard of Techmeme. In fact, Mark Zuckerberg told The New Yorker that it's the news source he definitely follows. It's the place well-known people in Silicon Valley turn to for all things tech news. And so now you can listen to the podcast on the go and make sure you are in the know with the latest in the industry. Techmeme Ride Home is a daily 20-minute tech news roundup with the daily tech headlines, plus more context and conversation about them, from quoting other news sources to reading popular tweets from the world of tech. And as you know, because you're listening to this show, it's wonderful to get all the news sources, perspectives, and information in just one place and in minutes. So if you want even more tech news in your life than I give you here, add Techmeme Ride Home to your daily playlist. And you get all the tech news to know for free. Just search Techmeme Ride Home in your favorite podcast app and subscribe for free. Again, search Techmeme Ride Home. Now back to the news. Don't have time for that Starbucks stop? Now you can get it delivered. Yes, Starbucks is partnering with Uber Eats to deliver its food and drinks to your door. Business Insider reports the Uber Eats option will be coming to about a quarter of its Starbucks U.S. stores by early 2019. Already, Starbucks says the way people are ordering is changing, and the number of drive-thru and mobile orders is growing. Another high-profile get for Apple's upcoming streaming option. It's Peanuts, as in Snoopy and the rest of the iconic characters. DHX Media will produce new series, specials, and shorts for Apple, including content with astronaut Snoopy. Variety says Apple is sparing no expense to build out its streaming platform, expected to be available for you sometime in the second half of the new year. And speaking of streaming, Netflix scored some high-profile concert films. Think Swift and Springsteen. The Wall Street Journal says they're the two highest-grossing concert tours of 2018, and now you can catch them on video. Bruce Springsteen's tour just came out on Netflix over the weekend, and Taylor Swift's show will be released on New Year's Eve. A post on Saturday Night Live star Pete Davidson's Instagram account over the weekend had fans worried. It even prompted a welfare check by police. He did later delete his Instagram account. After the welfare check, it seems he was at work and doing at least okay. He made a brief appearance on SNL. Davidson has talked about his struggles with borderline personality disorder in the hopes of bringing awareness and helping others. A research psychologist wrote an op-ed for CNN saying to immediately reach out and react to any concerning posts like that, whether it's a celebrity or not. And first thing, let the person know you're there to listen and offer resources, such as therapists or the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-TALK. All right, let's talk movies. The winner at the weekend box office was yet another superhero movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The Hollywood Reporter says it brought in more than $35 million in North America, the best December opening ever for an animated film. And this Spider-Man movie has an interesting twist, where there can be more than one Spider-Man. Number 2 at the box office, The Mule, directed by and starring Clint Eastwood. Miss Universe 2018 is Miss Philippines, Catriona Gray. The runner-up, Miss South Africa. Last night's pageant aired live from Thailand, and it also made history. E! News reports Miss Spain was the first transgender woman to ever compete in the pageant. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. Please be sure to share the Newsworthy with your friends if you got value out of this episode. I so appreciate it. As always, if you want to read more about any of the news stories we mentioned, just go to the homepage of thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and then look for today's date. All the sources and story links will be listed there for you. The Newsworthy is ready for you to listen every weekday by 4 in the morning, so I'll be back with more news tomorrow. Have a great day.